the woke guys.
Well,
So
they kill me. They want to kill me just as bad.
probably
Oh, they really do.
no. You've been very outspoken on the woke stuff, big
Oh,
time.
yes. I mean, and they just the way within a religion they hate their own apostates more. I voted for Obama. I voted for Clinton, but the idea that I could talk to them as freely as I felt this conversation was going is emblematic to me of why the Democrats lose the elections, because they just don't feel that this is like a real person. And I know it's so weird to say that about Donald Trump, who I've said a jillion times is, a whiny little bitch. I mean, I could go through my greatest hits of like insults, but this was about getting past that and maybe seeing that if we met in person, we don't hate each other as much, and we don't. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to like pretend that's a bad thing.
No, it's how you heal.
I'm probably going to say a couple swear words, but excuse me, because I've been known to say that every once in a great while. You people that are so-called liberals and Democrats, I basically call you cowards. Straight cowards. You people who talk about you no longer you need to stand up and let's not be sheep. You've been sheep since 2020.
Yes, Maher sat down with Chaleki recently. They had a long conversations on different topics, but I have a selection of clips I'm going to show you extremely important. There is this one Democrat, this guy who did terrible predictions during the elections. He blew off on Maher. I don't know if you've seen this clip. They are so furious and angry that Maher is associating with people like Charlie K and going to the White House. I don't know why these people are like this. This is not the first time they are doing this.
So, it's not a secret. He's a friend of mine. I've been on the show, I don't know, many times. I'm also a big fan of Governor Gresham Whitman. I think the two of them, I say to Bill Maher and say, look, he's the president. I don't agree with him. No one's been more critical of him than I have, but I went and he was very charming. I think I would defend Bill Maher to this extent. I think he's a supremely naive man. All right. I think that somebody who shits on the Constitution, that's exactly what he does, has been caught lying 36,411 times or whatever the number is. Somebody could fact check this. Someone who's convicted of 34 felonies in a court of competent jurisdiction, a person who set up every grift that you can imagine. I think the problem that people have with Bill, I have the same one, is you're kind of leading legitimacy and credence to this. Now, are you going to come back and say, yeah, but he got elected, James? I'm hard on him, but I don't. I think Bill Maher and I think to some extent Whitmer went into this not fully understanding that they gave legitimacy to a guy who is only legitimate by the fact that he got elected to something and nothing else.
I agree with you on the naivete. When you lie down with dogs, you get fleas.
Yeah,
and hopefully, it is that simple.
Yeah, and the criticism I think is useful because it'll make someone else think twice again.
Yeah,
James, but I don't think we're dealing with normal opposition here. It's not Tip O'Neill and Ronald Reagan.
No, that's for sure.
Beer together or something.
I can't lie to you. I don't like this man. From the very beginning, when I watch him, my spirit doesn't even permit me to watch his videos. He's always saying these kind of things, sometimes so ridiculous. Now, he is here blowing up like Bima should not be able to associate with people he disagree with. I don't like Bima to a certain point, like that I disagree with him, but sitting down with anyone to have conversations is very important. I like to see it. Though a lot of people don't want that, If you are into politics, this is what you should do. Bima spent his entire life building his audience to hate Trump. That is what was happening. He realized himself he need to diversify. Like, I should also have people that are supporting content that I do in support of these people. Reasons you see him switching. It is good to change sometimes.
You travel with security?
Unfortunately.
You do?
Yeah.
Wow. Like what kind?
You know, security.
Well, I'm sorry that you have to do that, but that's the price of fame. And boy, I mean, man, you're everywhere.
Well,
You're
we have
like
we have
the new It Boy
no,
of
no, 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 no,
podcasts.
no.
No, it's true.
We have different jihadis that want to kill me. The purple hairs, the woke guys.
Well,
So it's
they kill me. They want to kill me just as bad.
probably
Oh, they really do.
no. You've been very outspoken on the woke stuff, big
Oh,
time.
yes. I mean, and they just the way within a religion they hate their own apostates more. I would say they hate me more because I'm supposed to like get on the short bus to Crazy Town with them, and I won't. And yet I'm still a liberal and still like, I mean, we probably could argue all day about Donald Trump and what he's doing, which I'm not down with. But, you know, it's always the people who are closest who think, oh gosh, you shouldn't have. You're a traitor somehow.
I was
If we
going to
don't
ask,
go
is it
along with,
because they thought you were one of them, and that
I am one of them. They're not one of me.
Okay.
It's the liberals who
so
have.
they've left you, not you left.
Yeah, well, I
think
feel
that's fair.
like there's liberal and woke are two completely different things. It was the theme of my last stand-up special that I just did a few months ago, and it's basically, I mean, it wasn't the whole special, of course, but it was a large part of it devoted to that, to proving that case that what liberals believe, woke is something completely different. It's very often the opposite of it. Liberalism is let's live in a colorblind society. That's the goal. Woke's goal is we see race everywhere.
Race obsession.
Yes. Okay. So that's not liberal. You changed. Liberal is there a two-state solution. Woke is river to the sea. Okay. So just don't take my word and say you're that. You took this and took it to. You got off the F train, you fell asleep, and you got off the 20 stops too far, and don't blame me for that. Well, they didn't vote for.
They did vote for mass
disappearing
deportations.
people
So-
without any. I mean,
So you mean that Maryland case is what you're talking about, right?
the guy who they
The
said.
MS.
Well, there's no evidence that they did not present evidence. I mean, I don't really want to get into the weeds on this one because I got to do it on my show Friday. But the Supreme Court, I guess we have to get into the weeds.
There's
It's-
even new
it's a-
evidence in the last couple of hours that I don't. You lead the conversation. You tell me how deep you want to go on it.
None.
Okay.
I mean, but I hope that if it comes to light, let me button it up this way. I hope that if it does come to light, that there really is no evidence that this guy was a gang member.
Yes, I believe you've seen how B is. He said a lot of things that are extremely important. He talks about how these people are going after him. He has talked about woke for a very long time now. That I can testify that Charlie is actually observing what is going on. He mentioned something linking to people being obsessed with race issue. That reminded me of a video I did where this lady used that same card to play all through. That has been my problem. If you've been following me, you realize I'm that kind of person. I don't always like to talk about race in any of my videos. I don't do that. If I see a topic that is pushing to that direction, I struggle to teeter away because I believe that to stop racism, it is to stop talking about it. I think that is the first solution. If you continue to talk about it, you will see yourself engaging into things like that. I did a couple of videos about that. I'm going to replay that for people who never saw that, but I will make it short. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please endeavor to do that. It will do you no harm if you share out the video. And remember, I always put clips at the end. That is always for the YouTube algorithm, not for you.
My 13-year-old daughter is afraid to sleep in her own bedroom because she's fearful of what might happen to her. And let me be clear, the claims that were used about the public donation to buy a home or anything else are completely false.
So Austin Metcalf's father literally just single-handedly destroyed Carmelo Anthony's entire self-defense case in one move. So while Carmelo Anthony's mom's over there crying in front of the media, talking about how much her daughter can't sleep in their room.
Yes, this is my first video I'm doing about this.
These people are trying to create a race war, and in my opinion, it feels like the George Floyd case all over again.
When I look at the whole situation and struggling to play the victim card like this is what I hate the most.
We have not received a single dime.
And all of the people who have claimed whatever their defense was, he should be afforded the same right. Nobody in the public media has one video camera, but we got the video of Kyle Rittenhouse with an AK-47.
This is a lie. Rittenhouse was chased. We saw what happened. I think I did a couple of videos that period.
Didn't do nothing wrong. And clearly, considering the viral nature of this campaign and how many people are supporting this
to work every morning. I get my short shorts on and
Ridiculous. A certain amount of cult followers for anything, and then the
Registration Act is.
Thank you guys for sharing out my videos. God bless you abundantly.
We start talking about this man, Kilmer. She was in the Oval Office, same place I was a few weeks before. And this is what she did.
So then what happens is she gets basically ambushed by the President of the United States, who pulls her into a press conference.
Chris Krebs is a personal friend of mine.